Hey, John Prevost here for WhistleBiz.com. Thanks for checking in again today. Today is part 6 of the LID series, Learning, Improving, and Discovery series. We're entering into the planning phase of this series where we're going to be looking deeply into organizational goals. How can we create an organizational goal for our company that is the flag that everyone can rally around? It's the flag that tells us who we are and where we're going in one simple objective goal. But before we jump into that, I wanted to talk about a pervasive misunderstanding that's simple, but unfortunately it's very, very common in organizations, which I call the problem of 7 priority ones. And it comes from a discussion I had with the leader a couple of years ago, where he told me that a long time ago he learned that there has to be a lot more than just one priority one. So that's interesting, when we just look at that, the very base, what that, is, of course, in reality, we all say, well, that's just not what a priority is, right? A priority would never, you can't have priority one, 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 one. They're not priorities anymore. They're just whatever they are. They're flat objectives or flat goals. A priority means that we actually have to be able to have some kind of hierarchy, some kind of stair step. But and so it's easy when we look at it that way. But what was really going on is, all too often organizations will say, here's the 21 things we need to be concentrating on, and in a sense they're saying, here's the 21 number one priorities that we need to be concentrating on, and so never mind the fact that this is impossible to execute against in a meaningful way. But also, how are we? But there's just these dramatic internal impact to the culture where how can anybody know what they're measured against? How can people be working together in other groups when everybody thinks they have their number one priority? So you have this empire building. We don't have this unifying structure. We have something that, in fact, by giving these objectives, are deunifying or decentralizing and destabilizing the base of what we're trying to get, which is everybody rallied around one common goal. I heard a consultant about a year ago call this the rocket ship syndrome, where we have something that everybody can rally around. I like to call it the flag, right? Because it's the one organizational goal that we all can come around. But he had a good point where he called it the rocket ship, where we can obviously get a rocket ship up a lot higher if we're all around that one rocket ship. We're all hooking on our initiatives to that one rocket ship, or we're all developing our initiatives off that rocket ship, versus being 20 bottle rockets all around the one rocket that's being sent up. There's just not that impact. So if we can all have one flag, one rocket ship to be hooked on, one organizational goal to be hooked on, then we can go so much further. We can create so much more space. So that's it. And this isn't just an executive problem. I definitely don't want to say this is just a purely a leadership problem from in the C-level region. Basically, we all go through this. It's always my experience is working with teams, and mid-level managers tend to have a lot of problems with the fact that, listen, we understand these are all vitally important. They all have to happen at the same time. But let's try to refine it and get to a 1A and a 1B and a 1C, because it'll just mean that much more as far as the vision and permeating that vision within the organization. It's just so important. So that's the question. And again, today's challenge is not unlike yesterday's challenge, which is, it's basically, how many degrees of separation do we have between the work that we're doing and the understanding of the one unifying goal that we should be working on? And that should be able to be a good litmus to be able to say how far away are you as an organization from being connected or not connected to one big umbrella goal. So that's where we're heading, but I just wanted to cover that today. Have a wonderful day. Thanks so much. Bye.